Hello, everyone. Welcome to book club number 45. Talking about a radical awakening. Let me know if you can hear me well. And let's begin. Book club number 45. Let's do this. We're talking about a radical awakening. So I'm getting right into it, diving deep. Let's go fast. Let's do this because I know people have very short attention spans these days. Okay, so let's talk about what this whole radical awakening is about. Okay, just to remind you, it is really about understanding your damn patterns, okay, and seeing how you have been living a false reality. Most of us were conditioned to live a false self in order to get the love and worth we wanted, yes? And because we lived a false self, we now create false patterns that keep regurgitating and keep us further mired in the false self. So the false self reigns supreme. You're like, where is my true self? I can't find it because it's buried deep within. We have created entire lives, entire belief structures, careers out of the false self. So, in order to touch the true self, you have to go on a journey. There is no way to just like going, oh, okay, I want my true self. It's not something that can happen like this. You know, people come to me all the time. I have a coaching institute and I train coaches to become conscious parenting experts. If you want a new purpose, check out my coaching institute. We're taking applications right now. So we're getting a lot of inquiries from people about how to be a coach. People are looking for a deeper sense of meaning, a deeper purpose, and they want to have an empowered sense of self. So if you become a coach, you not only learn to do it for yourself, you also help others. But what I've noticed is when people come for my coaching institute and they apply, they think it's just a quick process. And my coaching institute, for example, is 5 months, right? And I train people on how to become more conscious. So people are amazed that it's so deep, it's so profound, it takes time. And I say to people, to want to be your true self is not something you can just snap your fingers and want and be well intentioned and say, well, I have the intention, right? Intention is great, but now you need to do the inner work. You need to join a quest or a program like my coaching institute. But like that, if you don't join something and take it seriously, how are you going to develop a spiritual career? Right? So how do you develop a spiritual career? We don't talk about that, right? In schools, they talk about how to make a financial career, how to become lucrative. And we don't talk about a parenting career. We don't talk about a purposeful career. We don't talk about a spiritual career. What is a spiritual career, right? So undertaking or achieving a radical awakening can only come about when you commit to a spiritual career. You're going to hear me talk a lot about this, and I'm going to be doing a free webinar soon on this. So keep your eyes and ears open because it's so important to understand how to radically awaken and what it means to marry your authentic self. So that's what this book is about. This book is about achieving and manifesting and embodying your authentic self. But understand that in order to do that, everyone wants that. Everyone wants to be their most authentic self, but no one wants to do the work. This is the real work of life. If you want to die feeling fulfilled, you got to do the work to achieve your authentic self. How are you going to achieve your authentic self? I feel like the light is not so good. Is the light good? How are you going to achieve your authentic self if you don't enlist in a career, in a quest, in a program? Yes? So I have a 50% off right now on all my courses. That's not the intention of this talk, but if you want, go look up courses. Look up courses by Mind Valley, by Byron Katie, anyone you admire, not just me. Do Tony Robbins, do anybody. I mean, I don't care. Just begin the quest. Begin something. Declare to commit to something regular, to something honest, to something deep. So in this book, A Radical Awakening, there's a whole section on embracing purpose. And if people ask me, which they do, what is your purpose, Dr. Shefali? And I always say my purpose is greater consciousness within myself. And I'm very privileged. I get to share with others how they can achieve greater consciousness, right? So I'm so lucky that I get to do this. And that's why I opened my coaching institute, to help others achieve the same kind of purpose like me. Because there's nothing that is more gratifying to me than helping others. And that's why I opened this coaching institute, for others to develop their own coaching so that they could coach other people. It is the most gratifying thing in the world. Anyway, to do this with you. So in this chapter on embracing purpose, I write, just as the sun is ever flowing with its light, so is your purpose ever flowing within you. It isn't something to be found or searched for. It is right here, deep within you, longing for expression. It emerges when you are present to your truth. When you are present with your authentic self, you are going to want to spread that with the world. And you're going to want to help others touch on their authentic self. And that's what I teach in my coaching institute. How do you touch your authentic self, and how do you help others? That's what I teach in this book. My entire life's purpose is for me to become more authentic and to help others. So what is the main barrier to becoming authentic? The main barrier to becoming authentic are our conditionings from childhood and from culture. How to be a woman, how to be worthy, how to be loved, how to be in relationship. So we have learned ways of being that we think are the right ways, but are actually taking us away from present moment purpose. Present moment purpose is the state of being without the false belief systems, where you are living disidentified, unidentified, detached from belief systems that are fundamentalist. Most of us are deeply attached to belief systems. Do you believe in marriage? Do you believe in religion? Do you believe in this God? Do you believe in that? Oh my goodness, these beliefs keep us away from the present moment because we are already in our mind. So in order to enter a deep purpose, you have to understand that it will take a dismantling of your belief systems. And let me tell you, having worked with people for over 25 years, very intimately, most of us are polluted, infected with garbage, putrid, gutter level belief systems. I'll tell you why. Because if a belief system engenders fear, lack, scarcity, and separation, it's garbage belief systems. So you have to ask, is my belief right now engendering abundance, togetherness, interdependence, togetherness, closeness, connection? Then I'll keep that belief system. But if in any way my belief system has an ism or a fundamentalism or a rigidity or a us versus them, at a very core level, that belief system is a garbage belief system. Sorry. So look around you. Most belief systems are linear based, hierarchical, dominance, separation based. And therefore, at their core, they are mass manipulation. So this book is to dismantle the belief systems. So then you may say, well, if I dismantle my belief systems, who am I? Well, who you are is something beyond beliefs. Who you are is a being that is transcendent to mental cognitions. You are a being that is greater than your beliefs. But sadly, today, our beliefs define who it is we are. So when we women look in the mirror and we have beliefs about how we should look, when we look in the mirror, that belief system overrides our divine essence. That belief system overrides our sense of worth. Because we have a belief system that we should look differently. When we look in the mirror, we don't see who we truly are. We have belief systems around how we look. We have belief systems around how we behave, how much we should speak up, when should we be quiet, who we should talk to, who we should associate with, who is good, who is bad, who is wealthy, who isn't, right? We have strong belief systems that overwhelm who it is we are. So in this book, I talk about finding your purpose. And the only purpose that we should have is living in true self. Oh, that sounds so simple. Live in your true self. First, everyone thinks they are true, but they're not. Everyone thinks they are conscious. Oh, no, they're not. We are just sentient. So when people in my conferences, they raise their hand and they go, Dr. Shefali, I am very conscious. I say, let's stop right there. You are very sentient. You have nice working 5 senses. Very nice. You can see, you can smell. You're very sentient. But that is not being conscious. Being conscious is understanding how your mind has been hijacked by bullshit belief systems. BS, bullshit belief systems. That's the path to awakening. The path to awakening is not just being a nice person. F nice. The path to awakening is being a conscious person. And to be a conscious person, we have to see things as they are. We have to see things as they are. Which means you have to see yourself as you are, and you have to see culture as it is. And you have to see how culture has done a total brainwash on you. When you begin to awaken, you begin to realize that your only purpose is to figure out who the hell you are, separate from what your mom and dad told you, and separate from what your friends tell you, and separate from what culture tells you. Because who you are is none of that. All that is just your conditioned self, your ego, your false self. Your true self cannot be there. Nobody today is their true self unless they have frickin' walked the hot coals of awakening. I've been doing it since I was 21. I'm 49 now. You would think I got to some good place of awakening. No, because it's hot coals. It hurts. It takes time. It takes a lot of honesty, transparency, brutality, accountability. Who wants to do that every day? Right? People always ask me, Dr. Shefali, are you fun to be around? You sound so boring. Are you doing the work all day long? What do you do for fun? Do you even know what fun is? Very rude, But when they ask me, I try not to get all defensive and go, well, I don't look like fun. Who says I'm not fun? Where the hell did you get that from? Who says you're fun? Okay, I want to say all those things, but since I'm the teacher, I cannot. So I just go, well, I can see why you think I'm boring. It's your freaking projection. But no, actually, I'm a really fun person. Like, what should I say to that? Like, no, I'm a really fun person. I really like enjoying life. So I just say, no, I'm really boring. Not very boring, but I'm like pretty boring. Yeah, you're right. Your projection is right. But what they're trying to say is doing the work, it's like a separate thing, than real life. And what people don't understand, that authenticity is your life. Your search for authenticity is your purpose. So when people say, go find your purpose, that's wrong. That's bullshit. That's just to make money. There is no purpose to find. You are living in purpose when you are in search for authenticity. That is your purpose. So finding, embodying, manifesting, and claiming your true self is your damn purpose. So if you're doing that, then you are in purpose. So if you are here right now, trying and searching, seeking, questing, not a thing, not a destination, not an experience, but your truest self, which means awareness of your conditioned self, then you are in purpose. So purpose doesn't have to be found. It's right here. It's just buried under the bullshit belief systems, BS squared. That's all. So embracing purpose, which I talk about in my book, A Radical Awakening, is really to be so bold, to be so in love with yourself, to be so ready to find you that at all times you are willing to see things as they are. So the meditation that I do is called Vipassana meditation. And Vipassana means insight. And insight is explained as to see things as they are. Now you'll be like, okay, how else to see things? Of course I see things as they are. But the reason there's a whole bloody meditation system around Vipassana to see things as they are is because we don't see things as they are. We really don't. I'm telling you guys, I have been doing this work for 28 years. And I have been working with people for at least 25. The human mind is delusional. It is brainwashed. It is zombified. It is dead asleep. It is hijacked. What are some other words for complete abduction? By culture's bullshit. And the tragedy is, we are all suffering. You right now, in your life, are suffering because you cannot see things as they are. You see things as you believe they are. And as long as you see things as you believe they are, you will not be in purpose. Because the only purpose you need to have is to be who you truly are. In order to be who you truly are, you need to see things as they truly are. Otherwise, you're just a puppet of culture. In my own life, when I was 21, I went for my first silent retreat, Vipassana meditation. I came to America at 21. Within 6 to 8 months, I went for a 10-day silent retreat. I thought I was just going to lose some weight and clear my head. Oh my goodness. I experienced my first radical awakening when I was 21, where I realized that all this in my mind that I thought was me was all bullshit. And it came from my conditioning, my abduction by culture. I didn't know that till 21. And many of you listening to me are going, no, I know. No, you don't know. You don't know till you know. I'm telling you, and when you know, when you realize that, holy baloney, I have been living a bullshit lie. If you have not experienced an epiphanic traumatic PTSD like epileptic fit, you have not known what I'm talking about. How many of you here have experienced an epileptic moment of, oh my God, I've been living a lie? That is when you know you are now about to awaken. But that doesn't mean you'll awaken. You could go right back into the shell. So at 21, when I experienced my first radical awakening, I realized that I had been a puppet of culture, that I had been completely moronically, blindly, naively, innocently, gullibly, foolishly followed whatever they told me. Because you don't think that people are going to freaking lie to you. And you don't think your parents are really dumb. And you don't think culture is that stupid. You really don't. You're like, oh, this must be a really intelligent world. We have airplanes and washing machines and iPhones and smartphones. Well, I didn't have that then, but we had dumb phones then and I still thought it was smart. And you don't think you're going to be hoodwinked. You don't walk into this world, into classrooms, thinking that they're all bloody morons. Sorry to say this. Not the teachers, the system. Yeah? That the system is moronic. Teachers do not now start writing to me. That the system is moronic. That the parents are brainwashed in a system as well. It's not because people are mean. It's just people are not aware. You know? The Buddha said that there are 3 sins. He didn't talk about sins. 3 evils. You know? I don't even know whether he said the word evil. What would the Buddha say? There are 3 tragedies. But he didn't call anything a tragedy. Damn it. The Buddha never talked in judgment. So there are 3 problem areas of the mind, of the human mind. They are ignorance, craving, and aversion. Ignorance, craving, and aversion. Ignorance, craving, and aversion. Let me tell you, if you just are listening to this for the first time, I've given you the jewel of your life. You don't understand what jewels are in this. Ignorance, craving, and aversion. If you realize that the human mind is abducted by ignorance, craving, and aversion, everywhere you look, you'll be like, ignorance, craving, aversion. And you'll see your own life, ignorant, craving, aversion. Ignorance, however, my friends, is the big whammy. Ignorance. Because ignorance is the inability to see things as they really are. Ignorance allows you to be hoodwinked, to be blindsided, to live in a fog. And I talk about all this in my book, A Radical Awakening. You see how much I talk? I can talk forever. That's why I just write a book, because in a book, I'm limited. If I talk, I can talk forever. Do you understand how much I've talked right now? From purpose to the Buddha to my experience. I can go on and on. You should come for one of my conferences. They don't end. Okay, so my point is that until we realize how ignorant we are, until we understand how brainwashed we are by this culture, whatever's making you suffer right now, I promise you, is because you've believed some bullshit. There is no suffering that doesn't not come from bullshit. Give me a suffering. Give me somebody, write a suffering. Complete the sentence. Right now I'm suffering from, write me something and I will show you how it is based in ignorance, craving, or aversion. Come on, challenge me. Give me a suffering. Any suffering you're going through. Can you say something to me? I'm dying out of depression. You're dying out of depression. Okay, tell me why you think you're dying out of depression. Anybody else, give me something simpler. I am suffering because my kid doesn't listen to me. I am suffering because I'm overweight. I am suffering because something. Give me something. Jealousy. Okay, so what is jealousy? Right? Jealousy is ignorance, craving, and aversion. Divorce. There's nothing to suffer from a divorce. A divorce is a hallelujah to your authentic self. Vampire energy, that is just you being ignorant that somebody has power over you. There is no vampire energy, guys. Nobody has vampire energy. Okay, that just means you need to get the heck of far away from them. That's all. Parenting 2 teenagers, there's no issue. Right? I'm suffering from my relationship with food and weight. Right? Because you are caught in a cycle of self-aversion. And because you have self-aversion, because you're ignorant to your own divinity, you are craving food. Give me any issue you have. I'm telling you it's ignorance, craving, or aversion. Drug use. Yeah, because you're self-averse, because you don't understand your divinity, and because you're not connected to yourself, you have craving for drugs. Someone I trusted betrayed my trust. No one can actually ever betray us. They only betray us at the form level. Your essence is unbetrayable. Your essence is unbetrayable. Okay? Less energy, chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, so if you're chronically fatigued, you're chronically fatigued. You have to accept at some level that this is where you are. People pleasing. You're people pleasing because you believe that that's the way to get love and worth. You can't get love and worth that way, right? You're craving love and worth because you're ignorant to your divinity. So do you understand? Everything comes from human delusion, from ignorance, because you are buying into something that culture has told you to buy into. My entire book is to teach you to not buy into culture's bullshit. So I don't teach comfortable things, okay? I'm well aware of that. I want you to liberate yourself from the shackles of your own mind. As I do this work more in my own growth, and let me tell you, I'm nowhere near perfect, yes? That's why I can talk to you, and that's why you can relate to me, because you see all my imperfections, I hope. And I'm so happy for that, because there is no perfection that I'm trying to espouse. As I do this work and touch upon my true purpose, which is to enter, declare, embody, manifest my authentic self, which means that I release myself from culture's bullshit, the closer I get to tasting pure liberation. I'm speaking from firsthand. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just telling you this is the power of the work. If you think I'm selling this book, don't go buy it. Just listen to me. There is so much power from you understanding how important this work is. What is the work? To penetrate the bullshit around you. To not be a sheep going to the slaughterhouse, naively, robotically puppeteered by others' opinions, others' beliefs. Culture has told women to look a certain way. Culture has told women to act a certain way. Well, you get to choose if you want to subscribe or not. You have that power. And because you have been ignorant or deluded or abducted, brainwashed by culture, you have forgotten that you have had this choice. And you've always had this choice. So this book, which I keep bringing up, it's only $17. So, and I only get a small percentage. So I really don't make money out of this. This book has been made with one intention, written with one intention, to help women liberate themselves and men. But the man's book will come later. It is to help you break free from culture's bullshit. Because I see how it makes us suffer. It keeps us stuck, small, scarce, impoverished. And we need to break out of it. I'm so passionate about this book, even more than my parenting books. I'm so ashamed to say. Because like my kid is 18 now. I'm like, okay, see ya, bye. Sorry, parents. I wrote 4 parenting books, 3 on my own and 1 with my friend. Done. This is really my real passion, to help adults, especially my sisters, to wake up, to liberate, to become empowered, to stop selling yourself small, short, and last. So in order to sell yourself as you truly are, you need to enter that truth. So in order to enter that truth, you need to read a book like this, or do a course, join my coaching institute, or whatever, anybody's course, Eckhart's course. I'm not trying to sell mine. Just do, embark, enlist, dedicate, declare, commit. You have to. So when you do this work, I am selling something. I'm selling the power of inner work. I'm selling the power of consciousness. I'm 100% a salesperson for Buddha, for the Buddha. Not Buddhism, because I don't believe in any ism, and I don't believe the Buddha wanted Buddhism. I don't believe Jesus wanted any sort of ism, any sort of school or institution. I don't believe Muhammad wanted any sort of religion. None of these people were teaching an ism. They were just being at their highest consciousness. So I believe in the Buddha's teachings. If there was someone called the Buddha, I don't even know. But I don't believe in Buddhism, okay? Very big difference. So I am definitely selling consciousness. I'm definitely selling liberation. I'm definitely selling counterculture, but not counter as an anti, just freaking a culture. A as in like not. So no culture, no conditioning, a culture. Not against, not anti, counter. The absolute rejection of mass populist propagandist bullshit. Okay? And when you understand that culture has done this to mass manipulate for mass capitalism, you will immediately get out of it. You'll be like, I'm not subscribing. So this book is about getting the permission to unsubscribe. And when you unsubscribe to the false culture, you subscribe to the authentic self. And when you subscribe to the authentic self, you discover your purpose. So purpose is in the awakening of the asleep mind. It is the release of ignorance, craving, and aversion. Okay, everyone, this was a mother of a book club. Okay, I just wanted to talk about purpose, but I have no discipline to keep it on one track, because there's a reason why I'm undisciplined, because everything is freaking integrated. Everything is part of a whole. And that's why these teachings are never going to do anyone real justice. So you have to take a course. You have to. It sounds like I'm selling a course, but you have to do hours of work. All my courses are 50% off, by the way, now, like at a ridiculous price. Go check them out. Read the book. Join my institute if you want. Go to anyone else, a spiritual teacher, a wisdom teacher, and begin your work. See you when I see you. Bye, guys.